Hi Gemini, welcome to your reading for Sagittarius season. Welcome. My name is the Witch Switch, where we switch off everyday normal life and switch on to the witchery. If you're new, thanks for dropping by. If you're not, thanks for dropping by. Gemini, your reading, we're going to be focusing on the full moon that's coming in. The next full moon phase will be in your sign. And as someone who has fellow Gemini moon, I almost said Capricorn, Gemini moon, I can provide some assistance here. Okay? And it was interesting as I was pondering your reading and what I wanted to talk about. I kind of thought, Libras are known to be the lover girls or the lover boys of the zodiac, because they're ruled by Venus, right? But Gemini, you're also a lover boy / girl as well. In tarot, your card is the lovers. So the difference with Libra and you, two air signs, is that because Libra is ruled by Venus, it's just a natural tendency for them to just want to be in a commitment, to want to be in a relationship, to please, to provide, to be that space to hold love and balance. You, though, you're not ruled by Venus, you're ruled by Mercury. So love basically has to be talked about, it has to be thought about. Your emotion is your imagination. Have you ever thought of that? The way you feel is probably what you think about something. And I feel the advantage here is that you have better control of that. If you realize that your feelings are stemmed from an idea, you can always change it. And that's what makes you mutable. So for Sagittarius season, we're going to do a past, present, and future spread. And then we're going to dive into it. But I have a feeling that the theme this month for you is that realizing where you can redirect your ideas or how you could put them into better practice that will bring more positive results. If you feel mad about something, think about the situation. Is this something that you can control? Do you really have to be mad? If you don't, then you don't have to feel mad. Get what I'm saying? So let's see. I'm going to be using the Poppy Palin deck. Let me move this up a little bit because eventually I'm going to have to do that. And I really love this deck. First of all, it's huge, so you could see the imagery really clear, and it's really just a beautiful spread overall. Like, I really enjoy it. So I'm also going to time this reading. So we're going to do 10 minutes. All right. If it rings I apologize, it may startle you. It startles me all the time. All right, let's get into it. For our past spread, we have the Chariot. Present, we have the Fool. And future, we have the Eight of Wands. All right. So, like I said, Chariot is all about our emotion. It's intuitive. It's being able to be connected with ourselves as well as other people on an emotional perspective, right? Because Cancer is a water sign. They're fluid. They're all about the emotions, right? It's like the tides of the ocean. It's in and it's out. So it's very gradual. That's your past, right? So like I said, we're probably going to get into understanding about your emotions or a particular situation that brings up a specific emotion, okay? And then we have the Fool here, right? What did I tell you? The Fool is all about taking risks. It's understanding that whatever decision you make, you accept the outcome. There's no need to be scared. There's no reason to be anxious. There's no reason to try to control anything. We're just peachy keen. All right? So I love how this is actually discussing what I was saying. It's aligning. And then for the future, we have Eight of Wands. Eight of Wands is all about clarity, messages. It's all about receiving information. And as someone who's ruled by Mercury, you thrive on information. So I feel like this is something good. All right, so let's dive into the past a little bit. So with the Chair, we have the Moon in the reverse, which is interesting because the Cancer is naturally ruled by the Moon. So again, it's not being connected to your inner self, right? It's not understanding the emotions. It's probably not also being able to verbalize and express or conceptualize your emotions. As someone with their moon sign in an air sign like you, I have a very hard time expressing how I feel. Sometimes, like, I know how I feel, there's a reason for it, and it's legitimate. I just have a hard time figuring out how to express it, so I need to process a little bit. And especially when you're not really connected and you're more in a space of logic than you are emotion, I feel I could totally see how that could be very confusing, right? Because with the Chariot, you have, what is a chariot, right? So you have your carriage, and then you have your horses. The thing is that the horses have to ride together. So when you have one that's trying to go left and one that's trying to go right, you're conflicted. And as a Gemini who's dual, just like that, two sides of you are absolutely conflicted with your emotions, right? So now, I get a sense that I think we're now in a space where we can start to understand a certain situation that occurred, or a specific person, or ourselves in a situation. We understand, we have clarity, we know how to move now, okay? So the confusion that you faced in the past has now been realigned, and there is a sense of togetherness. So let's go into the Fool now. The Fool, like I said, there's a level of acceptance here, right? It's being able to be okay with whatever direction comes your way, whatever direction you're faced with, whatever path, despite. It's okay to take your time and process, though. It's okay to envision what that path is, right? Although we're talking about emotions, you're still an air sign in the end. You're all about imagination and imagery. You can basically manifest. Also, Gemini not only is considered the lovers, but also the magician in tarot. So when you're in that space of love and acceptance and abundance and all of that fun stuff, you're able to imagine how you want your future to look. And the road does open up to it. So there has to be, so the confliction and how to become aligned is you have to have one foot in your emotions, being able to process, to have compassion, empathy, to feel, allow yourself to feel, but then also have your foot in terms of communication, imagination, communication. Did I say that? I just forgot. My apologies. But you understand what I mean. It's having to have the heart and the mind connected, okay? It's being able to be dualistic, to understand both, to feel balanced in both, okay? So that's what you got to do here. Now, you will have an opportunity, though. It will be an opportunity that provides reward at the same time. And that's when we're going to get into the Eight of Wands a little bit. Okay, but the things that you want, you absolutely will get, because remember, the star is here. There needs to be a connection between the heart and the mind. Once there's connection, you're able to move forward and, without worry or anxiety or trying to figure out anything. It's just natural. It's like you do it with your eyes closed. As long as you envision how you want your life to look or who you want to be or an outcome, as long as you envision it and you just have faith, you'll get the things that you want, okay? And you will be rewarded for them. So let's see this Eight of Wands. You see what I mean? You will be rewarded with good news. All right? Now, it's interesting because as I said, you will be rewarded with good news. I just got doubt, so that could be me. I apologize. And as someone who's a Gemini moon, I understand this is a sign or a reading for rising, sun, moon, whatever. But as someone who is a Gemini moon, I feel like I can relate to you better. So I do keep, talking about my placement here. I apologize. I'm an Aries sun, so it's always going to be about me. Anyway, you guys can respect it though. But look, let me get into it. This systematic, I feel like this is kind of a program too that you may also get clarity on with how you react to things, how you process things. Again, you're so used to just mimicking others sometimes, that you don't understand your emotions or where they come from. They're from other people. They're from other people. You just lack this kind of awareness. You've always been like this ever since you were a kid. When you're around someone long enough, you kind of pick up on their habits, their emotions, their tendencies. They're not necessarily yours. And I feel like that's where the disconnect probably is, because you probably feel like you don't know who you are, and instead you're just little fragments of everyone that, your surrounding environment. But I'm here to tell you that that's okay. That's okay, because you're taking a little piece of this, of that, you're putting it together in your own terms. And that's the kind of individuality you have. Yes, you could be a makeup of all different people in your environment, but you're ultimately you in the end. You decide which personality, which trait, which habit, which way of speaking, which way of thinking, even which way of dressing from anyone that you surround yourself with, but you kind of make it in your own terms. Like, you are basically little pieces of a whole puzzle. You make up the whole puzzle. So, this whole disconnect is something you're going to have to work on and have clarity in, but you will get it, because the Eight of Wands is here. So you will get that clarity. You will get that kind of news, that aha moment, and then the road that you're meant to walk on, the path of connection, of being able to really be at your best self and your most highest and powerful in terms of love and manifestation. Again, that's the connection. It's the Magician and the Lovers. It's the emotion and the mind. As above, so below. You are everything. This is why you are dualistic in two people. You are two halves of a whole, Gemini. All right? Don't ever limit your abilities. You have them. Use them. Expand your mind. Don't worry about things you can't control. You can only control things within yourself. Forget everyone else. Don't put the focus on anyone else. Put it on you. All right? Blossoming. Love that. We want to be in a space where we're blossoming. Okay. Now let's choose one more, please. Now, you're like, again, full moon's coming up in your sign. This is where you're going to be observing a lot and processing and getting clarity. That's the whole premise of your birth. I'm sorry, I'm speaking Scorpio terms. Like I was about to say birth and transformation. No, the whole process of Gemini growing is taking in information and just analyzing it. It's conceptualizing it. It's processing it. That's how you're going to blossom. Maybe I should just switch these around. The way for you to blossom is to assess, is to ask questions, is to reflect. You're the thinker. And then you communicate it, and then you feel good. You release it, and then after the communication, after we know, like with the zodiac sign, right, you are third on the list, right? Before you was Taurus. It's all about what we value. And then prior to what we value, it's who we are. Without the I am, you can't conceptualize anything else, right? You are the core. Then you understand value. And then from value, you think about the value. You communicate the value to others, right? And then from communicating and thinking, you then go to feeling and expressing. And then it's owning it. And then it just goes down the line with the zodiac signs. Okay, so you have homework to do this season. All right, in Sag season. Now, I'm going to bring some psychological questions for you. Some questions for you to consider. These are reflection cards, so we're going to see how that kind of ties into everything here, okay? I know I said 10 minutes, but sometimes I go over, and that's okay, because you're one of my favorites. And I could say that because I'm a moon, and a Mars, and a Jupiter in Gemini. Alrighty, I have a lot of Gemini placements. All right. What were you like as a child? Are there aspects of your childhood self that you miss? What caused these aspects to fall away from you? That's something to assess. What aspects of yourself do you hide from others? What reasons do you have for doing so? That's another card of reflection. 4 cards came out, by the way. In what ways are you privileged? What do you take for granted? That could be for blossoming. That's another way to grow, is to, like I said, ask yourself questions, really stop and have gratitude for the things that you have in your life. I think Sagittarius season is also going to teach us or show us in ways that we are fortunate. And it's really important you express gratitude. The more you express gratitude, the more you realize what other blessings you have in your life, what other ways you're fortunate, and it just keeps coming on. And then you realize how abundant you are. You just got to allow yourself the space to practice gratitude for you to earn the reward from it. All right, so that's something with the Eight of Wands you can also be doing in the future as well, is expressing more gratitude, because you will come from a place of growth. All right, and then in what ways are you hard to please? That's another way where you can also have gratitude and maybe give yourself a little grace at the same time, and fix those aspects that are a little sharp, that are a little hard, and like that you know that you can improve on, but you've just been too hesitant or you find excuses not to. This is the time to do that. We're still in Scorpio season, so there's still a lot that you need to shed away before getting into Sagittarius season, all right? Because if you don't, like, they will still come into Sag season, but they'll be burnt away. And if they're not burnt away, then by Capricorn season, you probably won't have that much control, and instead it will be used against you. So be very careful, Gemini, all right? Thank you so much for stopping by. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Please tap on the notification bell to get alerts. And check me out on Instagram. My information is below. I have events coming up, so if you're in the New York, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania area, come stop by. And I have a whole bunch of other fun stuff that you could check out. And yeah, so thank you so much for joining, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.